They say it only takes a little faith to move a mountain. Well, good thing a little faith is all I have right now. God, when you choose to leave mountains unmovable.
So I am just here trying to get all my clips in about certain, medical conditions, and they're going to be in different vlogs. That's cool. But anyway, really quickly, I'm going to talk about epilepsy because I was aware, but I kind of forgot. It's the month of, last week was like epilepsy week or something like that. I think it was like epilepsy.
Well, month February isn't it? Or is it
Yeah,
Heart Month?
well, that's Heart Month too.
Oh, okay.
That'll be in another video because I am going to talk about that.
enough.
But it was like last week. I think they said it was like epilepsy.
Oh, okay.
Like awareness week or something like that. Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
You good there?
Yeah, I was just sitting there.
While we're getting comfortable
My
here. Okay, no, it's good. This is my service dog right now. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, Bella. Say hi. Anyway, one of the things for epilepsy is I have temporal lobe epilepsy, and I am on daily treatment.
What's that?
Oh my goodness, he had a Coke Zero, so he's a little happy. Anyway, basically with epilepsy, you have to have a plan, like a seizure plan. It's not just like a treatment. I already have a treatment plan, but they call it a seizure plan for like alerting if you're gonna have a seizure, or if you do have a seizure, or if you don't feel good. So for example, for me, or some of my triggers for my seizures, everyone's different and how it affects them, but I have a really good pediatric neurologist, and the one I have that's also retired, we miss him too. We miss you, Dr. M, like a lot. But anyway, so some of my triggers for epilepsy is anything that irritates my body, whether it's a fever or a cold or anything.
Caffeine.
Yeah, caffeine can. So thankfully I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
Because I can't have coffee.
Well, I guess I should rephrase that. Too much caffeine.
Yeah.
Because she does drink sweet tea.
Yeah, I do.
But if she has too much caffeine, then it can
trigger it.
Yes.
Yeah, it can. And that's why I've only, even my doctor said 2 cups a day is fine.
Yeah.
And so I always drink water with it. Now, if I were to drink like too much without water, it can trigger it. But anyway, so that, and then also like critical thinking. And you're like, what? What do you mean? Well, it's different for everyone. So maybe someone in school, their brain might get overwhelmed. For me, it can be conflict. It can be just a lot of things at one time. It doesn't always have to be bad critical thinking. It's just like, it's probably math for me. I'm just like, no, I'm blacking out. I don't, guys, math is really hard for me, honestly.
Now, does that mainly affect your long-term memory or your short-term memory?
I'm getting there, actually. It's short-term. No, you're good. It's short-term, actually. You can ask any questions you want to. So basically with critical thinking is, for example, if I'm taking a test or I'm taking like any sort of, doing any sort of anything, where you get asked like a questionnaire, or if we're just like talking about stuff in general, one of the things is like on certain questions, I know what you're asking me, but my brain itself is kind of overwhelmed, so it can't retain the information like it used to.
So then it has to be asked.
It has to like break down
times.
Or break down the question, because even if it's asked multiple times, my brain's still going,
right. Okay,
I do remember that first part. What was that second part? So and that is a common thing with blindness too, is obviously you can't see, so someone will have to read the question to you again or something. But the difference between that and epilepsy is, for me, my memory was seriously like, they'd look at me and be like, how did you know that was on a Monday 5 years ago? I was like, I don't know. And I was wearing a blue sweatshirt and I had Minnie Mouse ears on, and then Bennett took me to Taco Bell, and then I drove in the car, and then Mom said, do you want eggs for like, I had a seriously that's my brother, by the way. That's just his name. But I had a literal crazy memory. Now I still do. Thankfully,
you still do remember.
Thankfully, I was just trying to like give an example of like, say all that stuff happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Say all that stuff happened yesterday. Now, I still, thankfully, I still have my long-term memory. So I can talk
Right.
about things about growing up. I can talk about, I have those memories.
Right.
That makes me really happy because I think I'd be really sad if I didn't.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Yeah. It is hard when you have short-term memory. Now, with what Heath just asked me, with my epilepsy, it causes serious short-term memory. So, like, learning new things, it's hard for me. It used to not. It used to not be hard for me. I used to be able to pick up a piano piece in, like, literally one time and know it.
Right.
I can't do that anymore. And that did not happen before or after treatment. That happened before treatment because of the amount of seizures I had. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say is, like, for example, what I saw is, like when we was trying to get the
thing, yeah.
assistant voice back on the TV.
Oh yeah.
I had to describe it to you 4 or 5 different times because your memory, and that's because your memory just didn't. You had to comprehend what I was saying.
I literally did. Like, I knew what he said, and then within like 20 seconds, I had already forgot. And that's short-term memory can happen again. It has been a challenge because I didn't used to have that short-term memory. I really didn't.
Right.
But I will say, if anything, epilepsy has taught me I would rather it be that than my long-term memory because I don't want to forget all the good things growing up. I don't want to be able to not sit down and talk about memories. And so, yeah, there are challenges, of course, not being able to remember new things the first time. But the good thing is once I do get down what I'm learning, though, I don't forget it. So it's like once it's finally ingrained, like a piano piece or whatever we're learning, or how to, turn back on the speech by looking at the screen, I will remember it. Once I've done it a few times and it is right there in my brain, I will remember it. But it just takes me a little longer now that I've had a lot of seizures and stuff.
Yeah.
And talking to the doctor, that is part of epilepsy. That is part of my seizures. And I think that's what's hard too, is every time I have a seizure, it can affect that. And it probably will. So, like, that's kind of a challenging thing that I've had. And then I've noticed, like, my seizures, so triggers basically anything that irritates my body, critical thinking, fatigue, obviously if you're tired or you don't get enough sleep, all those kinds of things. And
what about lights?
Yes, for me, and I know everyone, seizures, so bright lights can affect seizures, especially ones that are like, what do you call them, where they're like...
strobe lights.
Yeah, but the flashing lights.
Yes.
Certain lights can, and for me it's like a double whammy because of my eye condition. I already
have...
Well,
yeah, that's what I was going to say. You already...
People with epilepsy genuinely can have, they got to be careful around lights. They can't have that happen. That can cause triggers to their seizures. And so for me, it's even a double whammy because with my eye condition, I'm already extremely light sensitive anyway, and then it can trigger seizures, which they have. So yeah, that is correct. Seizure plan, we do have it in action.
Yep.
We know what we're gonna do. If we need to, administer rescue treatment, we will.
Yep.
And
check and check.
We can't, do it right now, but it's still a prayer of never giving up on it. I know that all things happen if and when they're supposed to. But we need to be married first, so we're focusing on that right now. We're not going to give you guys a date yet, but we're focusing on wedding planning and all that right now. But when the time is right, we are going to do our best to pursue a seizure alert and diabetes dog. Now, not 2 dogs, 1 dog, because they do have combination service dogs, so they can actually train in both areas, which would be good. That's why we need to wait until we're married. So, but anyway, that's, we know service dogs do save lives, and service dogs are amazing. But right now, we don't have, that, so we just take care of each other, and he's still learning about my epilepsy, but I feel like he's doing such a great job, and he's always...
I've learned a lot.
Always there. What is, if you want to say one thing you've learned, what is one thing that you've learned? Or maybe like the hardest part or something, whatever you want to say.
Well, I mean, a couple of things. One, the hardest part is when when you do have them, and I don't always all of a sudden recognize it.
Yeah.
And then when I do actually finally notice, I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And then the one thing I learned is when you say you need water, you need water.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no waiting around. I gotta go get you water real quick.
For some reason, and we think, again, talking to the doctor, I can get dehydrated really easily. Now, let me be clear. If I'm having a seizure, he's not putting water in my mouth.
Exactly.
We're not doing that. If I'm alert and I'm having like a blackout staring seizure and I don't feel well, as long as I am talking.
Those are scary.
Yeah, they are. That's what when I tell you.
They're all scary.
When I tell you like, hey, my eyes I'm feeling weird.
Yeah.
I was having those.
Right.
But if I'm talking and I'm alert, I can sip on water, and it will literally. It for some reason I don't get dehydrated. I can get dehydrated really fast when I have a seizure, and I don't really know why that is, but the doctor does. Anyway, so he's not saying when you have a seizure, start giving her water. He's saying if I can talk and I can talk through it and I'm okay.
Yeah, I guess I should explain that a little better.
Yeah, it's okay. No, we're very, it's all good. But I feel like he does so good at it, and I'm super thankful because, guys, epilepsy's not fun. Seizures aren't fun, but I could either look, I won't say it never makes me sad. Like, if I have a seizure, sometimes I get sad. I don't ever get angry. I get sad, tired, and sometimes I, start laughing after a seizure. Like, it's kind of weird. That's just how my brain works. And I'm not laughing. I'm not, like, ha, 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 at a seizure. It's more of, like, I think it's, like, my body's all relaxed, and I'm like, okay, that's over with now. And, like, so it's the temporal lobe has to do with emotions and hormones. And so, that's kind of where we're at. But,
and then also, just like you do me, I always make sure she's taking her medicine at the proper times.
Yeah, because I do, but I always tell him when I'm doing it. Again, it's that short-term memory. Like, I know I'm supposed to take it. Right. I know when I'm supposed to take it. But there have been some times that I don't remember actually taking it, and I'm sure I have because I've written it down.
Right.
But I literally have no memory of actually taking the medicine. I'm like...
Yeah.
So I will literally tell him it is in my mouth. I'm taking it. That way he can tell me I said that versus, hey, I'm going to go take it. Yeah. And that's another thing we both have learned. I'm like, oh my gosh. But anyway, I think we're doing really well on that. I mean, epilepsy, it is what it is. And you're going to see some photos of, me when I was monitored and me in the doctor. Some other photos as well because, I know some of the photos are hard to see because I included one of like you in the hospital, but also include lots of fun photos too.
Of course.
Because we want to show on here, you guys, there are things that are challenging, but we also want to include the fun we have too, because this is not just a I'm sick channel, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to show you guys when we have fun and how we do that, because...
Yes, because just because you have
chronic illnesses doesn't mean it stops us from...
Can't have fun.
Right. And they will be challenging, but we will also have fun, and we will get through every day, and we have the Lord on our side, and that is most important. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching.
We love y'all.
Yep. Keep subscribing.
Keep coming back.
We need more numbers.
Click.